Hi, I'm Richard Carlton, creator of FileMaker training videos at fmtraining.tv. In this video, we're going to cover a question that was asked online to us by one of our video watchers, and they asked about the SQL distinct command. And of course, the question was, well, SQL has this command for doing a search that limits the search results. And so how do we do this in FileMaker? Now, the way the distinct command works in the SQL platform is that it allows you to do a search or a query. Say, for example, you want to show all the records that are in the contact database, but you want to see only the unique values from, say, the city field. So, for example, if you have 500 records in your contact file and 20 of those people, say, live in Los Angeles, California, well, the distinct command would ignore 19 of those and keep only one Los Angeles, California record. This, of course, limits you to distinct or unique values that are in your found set of records. So this, of course, makes a lot of sense to us. So in this video, Nick Hunter is going to walk us through generating the same kind of SQL distinct command, but doing it natively with FileMaker's built-in capabilities.
Hi everybody, this is Nick Hunter, and I want to thank you watching our videos. We really appreciate what you do, and we really appreciate that you ask questions. We're more than happy to answer the question, to make these great videos. All those videos without you couldn't be possible. I'm discovering new techniques every day. Some of the techniques that I'm talking are very old, some are very new. But this one that I want to talk to you about today is pretty old. I think I'm using this, and we are using this technique in the community for 25 years. I think it goes back to FileMaker 3.0. I'm not sure, because back in the days we didn't have other choice than using what FileMaker could offer. Okay, so here what we want to achieve is to do what the SQL command, the SQL is doing with the distinct kind of command in SQL. So this distinct is doing something very special that is not built in FileMaker, which is, I regret it. To be honest with you, I regret it. It should be something FileMaker should do out of the box without using SQL, which is not, in my opinion, part of FileMaker. SQL is not part of the FileMaker DNA. I understand many people are using this. I've shown many times that you can avoid the complexity of SQL. Of course, if you are a SQL developer, you love SQL, but if you are a FileMaker developer, you hate SQL. So we have a very separated kind of opinion in the community, the SQL lovers and the SQL haters, but you never have people in between, because SQL is very special. So let's try to avoid SQL and use what FileMaker has to offer. So FileMaker has to offer something very special. We call that the value list, and we all use that every day. So here you have a value list, you have the contact department. I want in my value list, I want the contact of all the departments. So we all know, like if I create a test field here, right? And I'm putting the field in the layout. I have my test field here, and I want to, oops, I'm showing you this for you. And I want to make that kind of a pop-up menu, for example, with departments. Let's put them all, okay? So we all have this, we all use that every day in all our solutions. So we have this, right? So this is all this, is all the department that I have in my contacts table. So let's open the contact table and see that. And effectively, so here you have this. So you have accounting, you have asset management, customer relations, and finance. Okay, so you have all of this, and you can see you have the same thing here, right? So, but instead of having 4 and 7 and 10, you have only one of each. Each time the value list encounter a new entity, a new value, it put it here, okay? So here you have all Here, this is all the list. So now you say, okay, Nick, not that great. We do a value list, right? We have a value list, that's great, right? But how can I convert a value list into something I can exploit? Because this is okay, this isn't a value list, but how can I do that? How can I extract the content of a value list to be exploitable? Like this, like this. Now with this, I can create a table, right? And create a set of records. I can do whatever I want with this, right? They are values, so I can do whatever I want. So how can I get all of this here, how can I get this, right? It's very simple, very, very simple. We use a function we call value list item. So what the value list item does, the value list item said, okay, I want all the values of a value list, and you name it. You name it. You say, okay, I want the values of contact department or, right? So what this do, when you go here, you put this, you have this, right? It does a value list item, this. So now you say, now you have this. You can say, okay, I want the get value of this, I want the value 3. Or I want the value 4, right? Or I want middle values of this starting 1 and I want the 3 first. Or starting at 4 and I want 3, right? So you can do now whatever you want, right? You can even do something, sometime you want to transfer the content to another software or another table or whatever you want to do. And you say, okay, you know what? I want to substitute this. I'm searching for the carriage return and I want, for example, this. See? For example, we're just talking here. So now with this, I can do whatever I want. I can even convert into records. So how can I do that? I'm going to do that with you. Okay? So I want departments. This is my department. So I have a department here. Okay? And so I want to convert, this into records, right? I have a table and I want to convert that into records. Okay? How I do? It's very simple. So I have the table here. So let's go here and let's take this and put it into our table view. So I want to convert this list into this. Or even better, what I want to do, I want to convert this into a portal related to this account. So how can I do that? Okay, how can I do that? So first of all, we need a script. So it's department. Okay, so the script, what the script does, set variable, and the variable will be current account. So I have, the current account, right? Right? And then I want another variable, set variable, and then I want that the value list. Actually, we can call that department. Okay? Department. And what it is the calculation that I have the distinct all. Actually, I don't want a distinct all, I want a distinct period. And I'm going to show you that why later. So now I have those two variables, right? So I love the lean design technique. So I'm going to show you the lean design. I go back into this table here, right? and I'm going here, see, account, department. So, and what I want to do, I want automatically that's to be filled up with those two, okay, by just doing a new record request, right? So I'm going here and I say in the department, I say this, calculate a value, I want the current account, right, as a calculated value. And I want the departments to be auto entry departments. But we need to make the thing more accurate, otherwise it won't work. This is okay, this works, but here in the department I need to get the value of the list, which is all the departments, and the value number it's the counter. So what that means, so why counter? Show you. So here I want to get the value of the department list, I want the counter. I want the item number counter. Why? Because here I'm going to create what we call a loop, right? In the loop, right, I say counter. So I'm creating a counter. I need to know where I am in the loop. So it's a good training lesson because you have this in the training. You know, if you go to the FileMaker kind of certification, they ask you for that. So listen carefully. So you have the counter plus one. Each time a loop comes, it takes whatever in the counter and it put plus one. At the beginning, counter doesn't exist, so counter will be 0 plus 1, which will be 1. That's why we don't have a counter at the beginning. We don't need a counter to set the counter to 1. It will get to 1 automatically. So I set the counter, I set new request with the counter, and then I need to get out of this loop. I need to stop the loop when it's done. You know, I need to stop the loop when I reach the end of the department, when I reach the last record, otherwise this loop will never end. So you say exit loop if, very simple, if the value count of the department equal the counter. So that's very simple, right, to understand what's going on. I'm counting the value of departments, and I say if that the value, let's say I have 10 values and the counter is 10, that means it stops. To make the thing more lean, you know, to make the thing more lean, I'm doing this, you know, I'm doing value count, I'm doing this. Why doing this? And why not asking to value count each time? Because this will never change during the script, right? The department list will never change during the script because this comes from the beginning of the script. So counting the value of this one time and use this count each time you have a loop. So that means you don't have to recalculate this. You say, okay, Nick, this is not a big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal. You know, you made the thing lean. You made the thing extremely simple and fast because we need to keep the thing fast. So when you do this here, as you see, I don't have a bunch of set field, right? I don't need. Why? Is because as I create the new record, my auto entry calculation will take over and will do what I want them to do. It will get a value of the department from the counter. The counter is calculated in the script. That variable is calculated in the script. Then the new record request will suck in auto entry calculation the values of those variables. So let's make a demonstration, right? So I'm here, right? So, and I forgot something. Go to layout, new window, and we want to go to the layout department, okay? And departments. Okay, so this is the window. I create a new window here. So set new window. Okay, we good here. Okay, so let's debug this script, okay? Set variable, set variable, set variable. So I have 3 variables. 14, because I have 14 departments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, okay? The current record, the current account is this, and that's the list of departments, and I have 14 departments. So far, so good, okay? So I have a new window, I go there, so I have a new window here, and then I say, okay, set variable counter. So now I have a counter here. So our counter is coming from to 1, okay? So let's continue the debugging. And new record request, bam, it comes with the account, it comes with the advertising. And I say, okay, bam, 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 bam. When you will reach C9, when you will reach 11, 12, 13, so normally here, it should get out what it did, right? So now I have a list of departments related to an account, right? So I have this, each account has a different one. So let's replace this list, okay? Let's replace this with a portal. And I want the department here. Okay, so hold on, I need to create a link. So department need to be linked to the account ID, right? So now I have this, I have a department, and I have my list here. So let's do this for this one, right? This one doesn't have a list. Let's create a button. Okay, let's create a button here. Departments. Okay. Perform script and department. Okay. So now I have my script. So I want to generate, and we can say we can make this more modern and say, okay, I want this off screen, right? So I want this window off screen, and when I'm done, close this window. Okay, because when you set a variable, you get a new window, you set the loop, and then you close the window. So here how it does. Bam. Let's go to the other one. Bam. The other one. Bam. The other one. Bam. So you saw that I did exactly what Distinct is doing, using FileMaker techniques, FileMaker technology, right, without using SQL. Because SQL won't give you the economy of building a script like that, right? You need to, because a SQL will give you just a bunch of values, right? It's not creating records. Value list is doing exactly what SQL is doing here with the Distinct, okay? And then I show you how to get out the information. So you tell, okay, Nick, how can you know? Because I have this is all the Distinct all, okay? This is all, you see? But here it changes. Here the Distinct changes. Why? Because I use another function of the value list. I'm using the related records. So what I did here, yes, I do want to contact the departments, but I want only the record linked to accounts. That means, so I understand this is kind of tricky for beginners or intermediate developers, but let me explain you what it is. What this is doing. Here, in this case, you have all the values, whatever. You have all the values, okay? But here, you say, yes, I want the department, but linked to the account. So if you go here, you say, yes, in the contact table, in the contact occurrence, I want all the departments, but only the ones that are related to the current account to account. So that's why I have this list that is tied to the account, because the value list is different. Let's do a demo. The value list, actually, I have this here. The value list here, this is a distinct all, right? But if I do, actually I can use this one here. So let's change to, here I change to the value list, and you can see the value list here is different. So I have this. Here it's difficult to see the differences. Advertising, you start with advertising, this one starts with accounting, and I don't have advertising here. See the difference? It's because of the related record here. You see those changes, see there's difference here. There's accounting, advertising, asset management. Here I have accounting, asset management, customer. It says account, asset management, customer. Here I have advertising, asset management, customer. And here I have advertising, asset management, customer. So now you see that the value list is returning the information based on the current record, based on the association between those two tables with the relationship ID account with the ID account. And I can make a demonstration here. Let's say I want, create a new record, right? And this is RCC, for example, this. And in RCC, we have Richard, Carlton, and let's say he's a developer. And then you have Nick Hunter. He's also a developer. So here now, if I generate department, I have developer, only one. Let's say now I have Jacob, for example, and is a genius, for example. Now I have, because I'm creating multiple times the same. Okay, I should have done once. Okay, so let me do something here, because I'm generating. Let's replace this for this. So I'm going to do that here, and we don't want to create the thing. So I have to developer genesis. So if I do Dave, great, right? And so now I have grade 2, right? So, and if I have a G-Ray and I say, okay, grade, I have 2, also 1 grade, because it's doing the distinct. So I show you that. And now if you want, you can create the records, right? So that was the demonstration of the distinct using 100% pure FileMaker technology, not going to the SQL, not making things completely crazy. This is fast as hell. This use FileMaker basic standard core feature of the schema, because here we are in the schema. You know how much I love the schema, right? This is provided by the schema, and you stay in the schema and you don't get out of in the SQL world. Okay. So once again, thank you very much. This is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed.